Solo Leveling has officially reached legendary status, and I'm talking about where people think it's cool to hate on the series.
I am a victim of my own success.
There's always different stages that series typically go through. Season 1 is when people tend to give it a lot of grace, the show a lot of love, and you honestly don't hear a lot of criticism from it. Then Season 2 happens, and now that the series has already been established, individuals, they have expectations set that either they expect the season to meet or for it to exceed, obviously because of the previous season's success. And for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's just that people are bored, or it's just something that's cool to do, but haters start to form where they call the series mid, they call it overrated, they call it trash, trying to be black sheep for some reason. When Solo Leveling crashed Crunchyroll, you had the different likes, the different reviews, the different analytics that supported, hey, that this series is pretty good. But you know how anime fans are, they try to discredit anything, and I understand that Crunchyroll is not the end all be all when it comes to how different fans consume their anime. But at the same time, well, according to 2024, 15 million users have a Crunchyroll account, so I know that it's not, like I said, the end all be all when it comes to consuming media, but that's a pretty solid sample size. But I wanted to make this video because Solo Leveling Season 2 has been completed 2 weeks for now, and I was supposed to technically upload this last week, but One Piece returned, so I had to pay my respects to the king. And at the same time, well, I wanted to give viewers a little bit of time to kind of, be without Solo Leveling and try to look at it objectively without having any recency bias in it. And I guess another reason, as I said, the hate has gotten real loud recently, and I made a TikTok where I listed my top 10 favorite anime. Y'all should definitely follow me on TikTok, where I do different things about different anime series, discussions, reviews, skits, just all types of anime content, a lot of videos on there. But in my ranking, I had Solo Leveling as my second favorite anime, and I am well aware that that is probably recency bias, and I made sure to make that clear in the post. People were not a fan, and that's because I had Solo Leveling over different series that were in my list, like Attack on Titan, Code Geass, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. As you can probably tell by my annoyance, people in the comments, they were not happy, saying Solo Leveling's mid, this list is trash, you probably just started watching anime, blah blah blah. But I am a firm believer that Solo Leveling had one of the best seasons of all time, and I want to explain why. It is so rare to have series that just take such a drastic jump from season 1 to season 2. Now, I want to make this clear, I'm not talking about having seasons that are consecutive. I know that there are plenty arcs out there, or plenty anime out there, that have really good back-to-back seasons. I'm talking about specifically going from season 1 to season 2. Think of it like an athlete, how they go into year 1, that's their rookie year. You see they have different flashes, they do different things. You're like, okay, they're probably going to be a good player in the league. And typically year 2 is where they have their sophomore slump, and then year 3 is when a lot of players take the leap. However, if you're really freaking good, after year 1 you don't have that sophomore slump, and instead of having the slump, you're like, oh, I'm here, and you've arrived, and you're one of the best in the league already. Circling back to anime, season 1, you can be like, okay, this series is good, it's testing the waters. You're like, this is a cool series, because it's such a small sample size and it's just the introduction. So you don't want to necessarily, like I said, give it too much praise, because it could definitely flop in the next season. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Tokyo Ghoul. I'm talking about you, The Promised Neverland. Y'all ain't safe. I think after this season, Solo Leveling joined the exclusive group to go from, hey, this is a really cool series, to letting people know, I'm here and I'm one of the best of all time. 2 prior series that did this in recent memory, and I want to specify, I'm talking about recent memory, I think would be Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer, with how it ended with Tanjiro versus Rui, and then you had Mugen Train plus the Entertainment District. There was characters like Akaza, Tengen, Rengoku, and so much more. Season 1 was solid with a really good foundation, but season 2, it flipped the switch. Same with Jujutsu Kaisen, it ended with the Tokyo versus Kyoto match introducing Choso's brothers, and then just like Demon Slayer season 2, it flipped the switch where you had the hidden inventory arc as well as Shibuya going from, hey, this series is cool to nah, this series is great. And like I said, Solo Leveling is one of those series that took the lead. But if you guys enjoy regular anime content, let me know by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. I pump out different content almost each and every day. I think the reason why Solo Leveling was not only able to meet our expectations but exceed it is because there was never a dull moment in season 2. Every episode felt like it was moving at 100 miles per hour. The pacing, it was so quick at times. I sometimes wish that we got a little more details from different things that happened in the manual. Now, to be fair, right, I do want to give this caveat. I've heard that this adaptation is from the light novel, but personally I feel like it's both, but whatever. I think the reason why the episodes were so fire is because there were so many consecutive fights that it felt like it happened almost every episode, and they were adapted perfectly. You had Barca, Kargalgan, Baran, Beru, every fight, it felt like I was watching a freaking movie. You know a fight's good when the Crunchyroll official YouTube channel is posting the full fight for each one, which is something that Crunchyroll has never done before. The numbers back it up too to support the love for the series. Now, I'm not gonna go too in depth going into like the deep analytics, that's very boring, but there are some things I want to highlight, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier in my intro. It was the first series to reach 600k reviews on Crunchyroll, and as I'm recording this, it's all the way up to 700,000. It surpassed the most liked episode on Crunchyroll in about 3 hours, and then you know you've done something good when you beat your own record the following week. Plus, Beru versus Jinwoo, the fight in the first 3 days alone, it had over 8 million views on Crunchyroll's official YouTube channel, and as I'm recording it, it's up to 11 million, and it is definitely going to increase as time goes on. So if people didn't like the series, or a lot of people didn't think that Solo Leveling was good, I don't think it would have motion like this. The biggest knock that I see fans talk about Solo Leveling is that the story is weak. Do I think that Solo Leveling is this groundbreaking story with different complexities, different plot twists, different foreshadowing? No, I don't. But at the same time, Solo Leveling doesn't need to be. Solo Leveling is a simple story about leveling up, getting stronger, and defeating bad guys that harm Jinwoo's family and friends. That's it. Not every story needs to have different complexities to be good. For example, when it comes to dating, everyone, they have a different type. There is some specific characteristic of whoever you're dating or whoever you're talking to that fit the mold of the woman that you want. Whether it's body shape, how they speak, their mannerisms. If every girl was built the exact same, well, that would be kind of weird because everyone would then like the same person. And so you can equate that with manga, honestly anything fiction related, because guess what? It means that everything's different because it allows people to enjoy just the vast variety of different series that are out there. And so what Solo Leveling excels in is that its story is very simplistic, as well as the fights are amazing, the animation or the different manhwa panels are amazing, and the aura farming. I think we can all agree, all right, might be recency bias, Sung Jinwoo, he might have stole the crown for aura farming. He might be the king. Like I said, it could be recency bias. I love Piccolo, right? He was the greatest aura farmer in history. Jinwoo might be the greatest aura farmer of today. And so what's so ingenious is that they excel in different aspects, and they do that so well that they have a specific target audience that likes that type of stuff. If they were to fight in different environments, for example, if they were to fight in One Piece's realm that excels in adventure storytelling and more so just the world building, well, Solo Leveling wouldn't be as popular as it is now. But newsflash, they chose the right market to be in, and the numbers back it up. Solo Leveling Season 2, whether you loved it, whether you hate it, you have to admit, it definitely had motion within the anime community. There was not a single social media platform that wasn't talking about Solo Leveling each and every week. It was trending. It was destroying different servers, shutting things down, crashing different sites. Like I said, it had motion. I think A1 Pictures did an amazing job with this season, and it definitely elevated Solo Leveling from season 1, season 2. Now, when season 3 coming out, I have no clue. There's been no announcements. I was a betting person. They're probably going to need a break. It probably won't come out to end of 2026, beginning of 2027. Solo Leveling season 2, one of the greatest seasons of all of anime. Let me know how you guys feel about this season in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video from me. Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.